Hey everybody, good evening. It's been a long day working on the airplane. Got a lot done. I thought I'd just show you what I got done today. So I got the fuel tank safety wired in place. I was putting the panel on, and this nut plate decided it wanted to be a troublesome child, so it stripped off, so I have to get another nut plate. I got the spinner off of the prop, so there's a bearing back here. I don't know if you can really see or not. Let me get a flashlight real quick. There's a bearing back there that calls for a 500-hour lubrication, and it resides somewhere. Sorry about the lighting, I know it's terrible. Somewhere back in this general area to give you an idea where that's at. So, we gotta take the prop off. I believe, I need to look in the manual to make sure, but there's a safety nut here, safety nut, bolt, whatever, there, that needs to come off. This comes off, and you undo some wiring, and I believe the prop can just slide off. If I'm not mistaken, this gets torqued to 400 foot-pounds, so that's going to be a challenge. That's going to be interesting. Let's see, what else did I do? I got the Pdot probe off to clean it up because it is plugged up pretty good. So I have it over here. I'll show you what that looks like when it's all disconnected. So this is a heated Pdot probe. Air goes in that little hole right there, travels up to a pipe or a tube, and then it goes off to your airspeed indicator. These wires here are for the heating element in here, and they just hook up straight to the two wires in the airplane. Right here, you can see that, there's a little drain hole. That's for any moisture, any water that gets in there, like flying in rain or something like that. It can drain right out. But this thing it's plugged up. So I'm going to try and soak it and clean it out. And if I can't get it cleaned and cleared, well, then I guess we're on the hunt for another Pdot probe. So there's that. Let's see what else. So I've been out here for about 6 hours, 7 hours today. It's been quite a long day, but it hasn't all been working on the airplane. I've been helping some other friends on their airplanes as well. Tomorrow, when I come out here, I'm just going to chug along. I have a inspection checklist from the Beechcraft 35 model series maintenance manual. Here, I'll show you guys the inside. I'll get my flashlight out as well, so you can kind of see. So I'm sorry that it's so late and it's so dim in here. Get that turned down. There we go. So that's the back bulkhead. I pulled that down to look up inside there for any corrosion or anything. That handle's for the air scoop. That's the speaker, cabin speaker. So it's a pretty plain, easy interior. Oh, I'll show you here. This is part of the gear mechanism on both sides. This conduit here is for the flap drive cable. There's my fuel pump, my auxiliary fuel pump with that handle right there. And it's not electric. No electric aux pump here. It's all manual, so you have to pump it up. Build up the fuel pressure, start your engine, and hope your mechanical pump doesn't quit working on you on your engine. So this is a very old school layout. It's a lot different nowadays, but back then they did things a lot differently. They had different standards they had to go by. Single throw-over yoke with no aileron trimmer. Try to find a good way to hold my light here so you guys can see better without trying to, wash it out there. I hope this camera is a lot better audio. I really do. We'll see. So I have the push to talk button on the left on the yoke, altitude hold, and autopilot disconnect. This does have an autopilot. It's an S-Tech 30, which that's the control head for it, the turn coordinator. There's my airspeed indicator. These are all in miles an hour. So the top of the green arc there is 160 miles an hour. Then we have our attitude indicator, altimeter, vertical speed, RPM, manifold pressure. We have our engine instruments, engine gauges. We have our fuel gauge. Now, there's only one fuel gauge in this aircraft. And the way it works is you have a switch right down there that you switch between the left and right tank to indicate which tank you're looking at. We have oil temp, oil pressure, ammeter to see if our alternator is still charging, cylinder head temperature, and fuel pressure. There's our vacuum gauge right there for suction, and our piano key switches. You'll notice that says air conditioner. Well, it's not like air conditioner that you normally think of. This has a pretty much like a swamp cooler in it. It's an evaporative style, so you fill a pan with water, and then as air flows through it, it cools off the air, and into the cabin it goes. We have flaps, Pdot, heat, fuel gauges, strobes, and the avionics switch. So, anybody familiar with a complex aircraft, you understand that now you see that there's a control missing. Normally there would be a blue knob for prop. This has an electric prop. So, that's a three-way toggle switch. Let me get better light. Better light. There we go. Three-way toggle switch right now to the off position. And right above it is a rheostat. So you actually control this prop with an electric motor, which is interesting. I haven't had a chance to do any of that yet. Oh, you'll see the compass is missing. I have to get another compass. No big deal. I have a radio to go in there. That's where the 430 WAS is going to go. That is my audio panel. And then below, that's the transponder, which you all know if you watched the earlier video. I said I'm going to change out to a Garmin GTX 345. Let's see, there's my, back here, there's my mixture control and the trim wheel. Trim wheel is on the, controls the trim tabs on the rotavators. That is my trim tab indicator. I have gear lights right there with flap lights right there. But then also, redundancy, I have a gear position window. Brakes are only on the pilot side. It looks like they're over here as well, but they're not. They're over there. As far as I know. I haven't sat in that seat, but I don't believe that they might be. I'll have to look and see. Okay, so aileron control cables, rudder control cables, all sorts of fun stuff. That's where the ELT goes. I have that at work actually. I just replaced the battery in it. Let's see, what else can I show you in here that you might think is interesting? Oh, so the windows, passenger windows back here, they're kind of cool. So, I wonder if I can see better over here with the light. Why don't we do this? I'm really sorry about the light. I should have done this earlier in the day. Okay. Windows are closed. Yeah, so it's a normal window. But if you're taxiing around, your passengers want some air. Look at that. They're open. I usually leave them open when I'm here at the hangar. Just because this airplane has not flown in a very long time. It's pretty stuffy in here. The more I can air it out, the better. A little pilot window. So these handles here, That one right there and this one right here are for the emergency egress. So if we can't get out the main door here, we go out that door, that window, or that one. Whichever one you choose, whichever one you like. There's the speaker again. That's that ram air overhead, and it comes out right here. Overhead light. You know, there's just not a whole lot, whatever that is. I don't know, but I tell you what, I'll find out. I'll let you know in the next video. Ashtrays, which are no longer used. Let's see. Why don't I come out here and I'll show you inside of the tail. We'll go ahead and unlock it, open her up, turn my flashlight back on. That's where my transponder is right now inside the box. That's the tail of a Beechcraft Bonanza. Pretty big space, lots and lots of room back there. If anybody's ever worked on aircraft knows that usually the tail's pretty small, but they put a lot of space back here in these. Pretty nice. So, show you real quick here. This is for the step. It's a retractable step. It's linked to the nose gear. When you raise the gear, the step raises. That line there, go to my static port. One on each side. I'll show you that real quick too. These are static ports. They supply static air to your altimeter, also to your airspeed, because you have to have differential pressure for your airspeed. I don't know if that's the right term, differential pressure, but you have a static system that goes to the airspeed indicator as well as the Pdot pressure. And then you also have your VSI that goes off of static. So, there we are. I hope this video is turning out to be a lot better. Like I said previously, it was just off my cell phone, so it was windy, and I get it. Lubricated the landing gear today. Everything that I could. There's only 2 grease zerks on each side I wasn't able to get to. I was able to get to all of these on the nose. Used a whole tube of grease going through everything, pushing out the old grease, getting the new grease in there. So, may not seem like a lot, but let me tell you, when you come here and it's on your day off, you just kind of work a little bit slower, it'll get done. So I wanted to say thanks for watching, and subscribe, give a thumbs up, give a comment, something, anything you want to know, I can try and answer for you. I do this maintenance because I am a certified mechanic, so please don't try and do this maintenance if you're not a certified mechanic, all right, or under the supervision of an AMP. But I will definitely, now that I know where my camera's at, I had to find it. When we pull the prop off to lube the bearing, I will definitely make a video. It may be like a time lapse or something like that, where I come back and speak more on it, but I definitely don't want anybody to miss out on that, because that's going to be fun. Sarcasm. All right. Thank you very much, and enjoy. Cheers.